and you're on a boat like this, that can only mean one thing. You're in the Philippines, and you're about to go to Corregidor Island. Tara na!
Corregidor Island, also known as The Rock, is strategically located in the mouth of Manila Bay. It was once considered the key to the control of Manila's harbor. I have plenty of faith in the mighty Sun Cruiser, but this was not the greatest sign when about to board a boat. A quick trip across Manila Bay to the island fortress, I opted for the open bus tour to see more of the island than I had previously on the walking tour. Each memorial shrine and museum imparts its own unique feeling, often of peace and dignified humility. At ang mga malaking Americano Canyon are beyond impressive, daunting, yet inspiring. A true testament to U.S. commitment dito sa Pilipinas. The Malinta Tunnel, rich with history, is a remarkable feat of engineering. Walking within the ruins is like stepping into history. They sit side by side with the shrines and the memorials. There is so much to see here, so much history. Join me now as I continue to explore Corregidor Island in the Philippines.
Welcome back to Corregidor. At para sa akin, babalik ako sa Corregidor. I too have returned.
You arrive at the north side of the island. That was the army side, and on the other side, of the south side, that was the navy side. Another Japanese tunnel in front at the edge of the mountain near the seashore. Another Japanese tunnel. In this body of water here, this was the Army beach before. Army beach surrounds the whole island. That's where the Japanese hide the suicide boat. The suicide boat by the Japanese, 17 feet long, it can carry 250 kilos of bomb and cylinders, secretly dispatched from Corregidor at midnight, going to Maribeles, Bataan, and they succeeded to blow 3 support craft by the Americans. But most of the suicide boat never returned in the island. This was the shower rooms and comfort rooms because this was the army beach before. For horse. Fort Hughes by the Americans. It was named after General Hughes. And another island to the right. Can you see a black one, a rectangle? Black one is like a ship. Right there. That's not a ship. It's an island. During the Spanish time, it was an island. When the Americans occupied it, they made it flat up to sea level, put concrete on top of it. 350 feet in length, 150 feet in height, 4 floors, it's like a building. It took the Americans 9 years to build that unpregnable, unsinkable battleship. Bigger guns than Corregidor. The Americans put up 4 14-inch. 14-inch the diameter at the tip of the barrel. The biggest gun in Corregidor, only 12-inch. Second part of the tour after lunch, I will show you those big guns, barracks by the Americans. And they call that El Fraile, the priest or the prior or fourth drum by the death march. So from Maribeles, Bataan, they walk 102 kilometers going to Pampanga. Then when they reach San Fernando, Pampanga, they boarded in a cart boxes. One cart box can occupy 100, but they made it 200, so they like sardines inside those cart boxes. From San Fernando, Pampanga, when they reach Capas Tarlac, when they opened the door, many dead bodies fell down. Then from Capas Tarlac, another 6 kilometers walk to Camp O'Donnell, the concentration camp. When they counted the soldiers who made it to the death march, they counted 51,000 out of 76,000. 25,000 considered escaped, dead, or missing along the death march. But the forces in Corregidor did not join the death march. Okay? Only the forces in Bataan. side barracks is a 3-story building, hurricane-proof. Why? Because the cement built in here came from Japan. There's a bomb crater down to the right. A bomb crater down to the right. We will not stop here. We'll just pass through slowly so you can take pictures. But we will stop. I'll let you go down to the longest military barracks in the world. Same barracks. Signboard and front under the tree. Middle side barracks, housed of the 60th CA, Coast Artillery, AA, Anti-Aircraft, EM, Enlisted Men. Meaning, this first barracks here was exclusively occupied by the 60th Coast Artillery of the U.S. Army, only for the Americans. At the ground floor, that's where the kitchen, mess hall, barbershops, recreational facilities. Second and third level, that's where the dormitory, double deck beds. The windows of this building, sliding windows made of kapis, the shell. We're now at the back view of the barracks. The front view is on the other side, where the 9 electric trolley cars will pass through before. This barracks was completed 1914. It can house 1 regiment, 2,500 soldiers. The windows of this building or barracks is sliding windows made of kapis, the shell. Another building, barracks in front right, that was occupied exclusively by the 91st Philippine Scout, Filipinos. They don't mix the Americans and the Filipinos. They have separate barracks or houses before. Same building can house 1 regiment, 2,500 soldiers. It was also completed 1914. At the water reservoir, there's another barrio, Barrio San Isidro. At the end of this barracks, another barrio before, Barrio Lourdes. That's where the high school for the Filipinos and the Americans. This is not the hospital inside Malinta Tunnel. This only represents the situation inside the 1,000-bed hospital. This whole lateral was the general headquarters of Black. He is still here from December until March before he left. The lighting sanction. Oh, that's the map of the tunnel. Inch Secos gun. First is the mortar intended for land base, this time intended for the ships. A live shell to your left side under the tree. That's a live shell. 750 pounds of shell. And to your left side, a bomb crater that was a 2,000-pound bomb dropped by the Allied forces almost direct hit the gun. This gun is facing West Philippine Sea. This is the highest elevation of the gun barrel. This gun can fire 17 miles, 27 kilometers, 29,000 yards. It can reach Baclaran Monumento. Alam niyo po yun? Okay, it can turn also 360 degrees. And maganda rin mag-picture na masabi kayo sa mga hawakan bukas. The one I told you is Steve, the father of Steve. Right there, Steve Wyszynski, the last sergeant who fired one of this mortar. That's the...
I remember the guy told me these bullet holes. Bullet holes in the wall. I remember thinking the last time I was here, somebody wanted in there bad. They weren't taking no for an answer.
(1914) also, and it can house 8,000 soldiers with complete facilities. It has a swimming pool at the center of the building, post exchange, mess hall, kitchen, barbershops, recreational facilities. Direct hit area to your left side, that was a two-lane bowling alleys. There's an open court basketball at the second floor, a library at the third floor. And once this barracks was used by General MacArthur as his general headquarters. This was the parachute trap zone A by the 500, and also there's another structure from left. It's like a helmet or a parachute. They call that the dome. At the center of the dome, there's a circular altar. That's the wreath of victory dedicated to the Filipino and American soldiers who fought, defended, and died in Corregidor. On top, at the tip of the dome, there's a hole every May 6 at 12 noon. Was built 1836. It was replaced in 1853 with a stronger light, and again in 1897. This is where the Japanese commit suicide. And one of the suicide cliff to your left side, this is about 200 feet above the waves. This is where some of the Japanese jump head on first. Before they jump, they stop their bayonet in their stomach, then jump. Because the Japanese don't want to surrender to the Americans, because surrendering for them is a disgrace to their emperor. They prefer to die than to surrender. Another gun battery in front, they call this battery bracket. This is a 12-inch disappearing gun. Disappearing gun meaning when it fires, the barrel goes up over the wall. After firing, automatically it goes down. It's like hiding or disappearing because of the counterweight. There's a counterweight attached to the barrel. When the counterweight goes down, the barrel goes up, then fire. After firing, automatically the counterweight goes up as the barrel goes down on its rim.
Wow. I can't believe how big this thing is. Fucking dangerous up here.
Daming white swallow bird yung mga negosyo. to Lieutenant General. But when Wright was already promoted 10 days after MacArthur left, the order came from Washington without the consent of MacArthur. At the night of March 11, he passes through one of the secret lateral inside Malinta Tunnel, goes straight to this Lorcha dock, then they boarded petty boat number 41, escorted by two more petty boat 42 and 43. He left the island at the night of March 11. March 13, he was then in Del Monte, Mindanao, pineapple canning plantation. Then they boarded a B-17 plane bomber, March 17.
Manila Bay as seen from Corregidor Island.